Man, I actually miss this, dog. Hey guys, John Jr. here, bringing you guys another NCP video, and bear with me, I'm not feeling too good right now. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, like I got a really bad migraine, and I don't know why, I've just been really tired lately. But if you want to go ahead and skip all of my rambling, there will be a link down below. And other than that, I'm going to go on a little bit of like a ramble fest here. So today I'm bringing you guys obviously NCP Nimbus Season 2 Semifinals against Ollie, one of our really good friends. Be sure to check him out down below. He's a really good dude, one of my best friends. And I was supposed to bring this to you guys Friday, but I forgot about it, dude. And I hate that because I'm usually on top of my uploads, like always. This is the first upload that I've really ever been late on without real reason other than I just forgot. Like, this is the first one in a really long time, at least that I can recall, that I've just like pushed away and pushed away and pushed away, didn't want to do, and I'm sorry about that. I've been really, really bad about that. And it kind of puts it in perspective because every time I get one of those just big sparks for YouTube, like, and I really want to hit it hard, if something happens and my passion for it or my drive for it just kind of dies down over time, and I hate that, dude, and I hate that. And this definitely happened here recently, but it's been more of a burnout on Pokemon and time than anything. So if you guys have been following the channel, you probably noticed that the past week was awful for me as far as uploads go. I think I got 3 days done out of the 7. Which I promised 6 at least, probably 7, but that's awful. Like, that was awful for me, and it was awful for you guys, and I'm very, very sorry about that. Which we are going to have to restructure the schedule a little bit because PMU's done. PMU did, unfortunately nobody was really playing PMU besides a few people, so unfortunately PMU did die off. So we only have one league going on right now, so that's more time for more content for you guys from other areas of the channel. Now what does that mean for me, for us, for you guys? It means I gotta get better, man. I gotta get better at uploading my videos. Last week was an awful week. I didn't have any time at all. Last week was midterm week, basically, and my school, we don't really do tests because I'm in like this advanced cybersecurity program, so we just have these huge modules that take up so much time on homework, man, because I actually try to learn something from them because we're in networking right now, and I'm very, very bad at networking as far as computer stuff goes. But regardless, what I have to do is I don't understand it, so what I'll do is I'll either take the test and then learn from my mistakes, and I'll retake it if there's unlimited attempts, or if there's singular attempts, I'll go through and I'll guess on them, or I'll give my best educated answer, and without submitting them, I'll go look up and see how many I got right and how many I got wrong, and then fix them that way. And it takes a long time, man. It takes a very, very long time, and it got to the point to where I didn't really care. Like, I just kept kind of just going through them because it was taking so much time, man, and I hate that. It took literally my entire Thursday. It was either my entire Thursday or it was my entire Friday because I didn't go to my optional class Friday. Like, it took up the entire day, and it sucks because I don't get it. I'm still not getting it, so I'm really gonna have to buckle down and study in 3-4 weeks. Whenever my fall break is, October the 20th, I'm really gonna have to buckle down and like study hard if I want to pass this exam, which I really don't think I'm going to, at least the first time around, because I'm so bad with networking stuff, it's unreal. But hopefully that will go well. Anyway, mini rant aside, videos should get at least somewhat more consistent, maybe 4 videos a week, 5 videos. I'll probably make another video on that itself, but I've been so bad about it, man, and I gotta get better at it. It's really, really difficult to manage time for me, my family, my friends, and my school. Because as far as I go, I do this YouTube stuff, which really is my passion. I work out every day, or I try to, 6 out of 7 days of the week, which I didn't tonight, by the way, because I took a nap, because it's another thing that I try to manage, because I have insomnia, so it's hard to sleep. So I got to manage that, and then managing that on top of working out is very hard, and sometimes you can't get all the things that you want. Sometimes you got to skip out or cut back on some things, and it's... I have to adjust to it all still, I guess is the best way to put it. Regardless of all of that, that is not why you guys are here. You guys are here for the NCP Semifinals, and looking at Ollie's team, Ollie had a very scary team that we actually lost to last time, unfortunately. Now granted, I don't think we should have lost last time, but that's besides the point. And he still teases me about that, the Z Brave Bird Coco. But regardless, you look at Ollie's team, and Ollie did not bring what I expected at all, man. He has Coco on his team, and he did not bring it, which was a big surprise to me. The other 5 Pokemon I definitely expected, but no Coco kind of threw me off guard, but more so in a positive effect because I expected the Coco. You feel me? Like, I expected the Coco so much so because it's just such a good Pokemon. Like, it should come, in my opinion, to every single game always. And is that the same with, like, well, I mean, I guess there's some exceptions, like if they've got like 3 ground types or something, like a very oddball team, obviously you might not want to bring it, but more times than not, I do think that Coco will come. So I was very shocked by that, but it did bring Torkoal, which I thought was a very bad bring in the matchup in my opinion, but last time Scizor did beat him, so I understand why he brought it. Or Scizor did almost beat him if I didn't have Life Orb. So, as far as our sets go, which you can find these all down below if you do want to check them out, I built this very quickly, and I'm sorry about that, because I really didn't want to win, if I'm being completely honest. Obviously, I go into every game wanting to win, and I always try my best with the games, but I didn't want to win to the point to where I gave my full effort, because like I said, it's been very stressful, and our opponent, if we make it to finals, is going to be Lux, which is going to be a nightmare to schedule with, not because of who Lux is, but because of how busy I am with school and his time zone. So it's going to be very difficult to get that down, but regardless, I did end up bringing Zapdos, and we are bringing an offensive Zapdos because his answers to offensive Zapdos are very far and few between. His ground type this time around is going to be Landorus instead of Gliscor, which I felt very comfortable with running an offensive Zapdos around because Gliscor could potentially stall us out, I guess, and Landorus not so much, so obviously no reliable recovery. So we are bringing Life Orb with Thunderbolt, HP Ice Boost, and Volt Switch, which is a very nice set. He does not deal with this at all very well, and we outspeed the Kyurem, so the Kyurem can, or the Kyurem creeping something, so the Kyurem can't really Ice Beam us. We can always Volt Switch out on that Mon, and I almost had Heat Wave instead of Volt Switch, but Pivot is, or just Momentum is very nice in this matchup overall. We have Scizor, which is a very similar set to last time, except we're Insect Plate instead of Life Orb, and that's so we can still 2-hit KO the Milotic if Max Flame Orb with the Bug Bite at +2, and Scizor is still looking like a very good win con. However, it's going to be a false win con. It's not going to be the absolute main way we win the game, but it's going to be definitely a very good option. We have Nimbus, of course, our favorite girl with Dragon Dance, Return, Roost, and Earthquake, because I bounced through a lot of different sets, and I hate that we went with the most standard Mega Altaria set in the world, just Mega Altaria.exe. I went through a Tailwind Haze set. I went through a Wonder Room set, which like switches defense and special defense. That way I could catch the Snorlax off guard when he starts to set up with Curse and click Hyper Voice over and over and over. And I thought that was really cool. I could have went Echoed. Does he get Echoed Voice? Does he get Echoed Voice? Hold up. I could have done that. It does get Echoed Voice. I could have went Wonder Room Echoed Voice. That actually was probably the bring. That would have been really cool. But I ended up going Dragon Dance because I did want Mega Altaria to be our win con in some way. Man, that would have been so cool. Wonder Room Echoed Voice. Whatever, dude. I went through like Agility, Cotton Guard. Like I had literally like 5 or 6 Mega Altaria sets finished. Like I built 6 different Mega Altarias for this game. Like it was insane. But I ended up going with Standard.exe because I really felt it did the best in the matchup. Once we get the Metagross chip, because I knew he was going to be Shuka. Once we get that Shuka off of him, we'll be in an alright position. Once we just got a little bit of chip on everything, I knew we were in a good position. The only issue was Cursed Snorlax, which I hated so much, and I almost had Toxic over Earthquake specifically for that Snorlax, or Perish Song, or Roar, or Whirlwind, or something, dude. Like, Curse Lax is such an issue, but I ended up just going with the standard Mega Altaria set, I suppose. We have Ariel, the Primarina, because last time Kyurem gave us a run for our money, and I didn't want that to happen again. So we are rocking with Leftovers, Moonblast, plus Scald hits the entirety of his team. There are no exceptions. And then we have Protect for Leftovers, Longevity, Recovery, and we have Perish Song. We have Perish Song, which is so cool, but Primarina doesn't get a lot of moves to deal with Snorlax, and right now our team does not deal with Snorlax at all, and that's super scary. So I wanted to go with a couple of different things. I kind of wanted to go Psych Up. I thought that would be pretty cool, but we wouldn't really benefit from the attack boost, so like what would it matter? I wanted to go with Encore to lock him into Curse, but we couldn't really capitalize on that because our ways of breaking him are physical, so I didn't want that to happen. So I decided to go Perish Song to eventually force him out and not allow him to set up in Infinite. Next up we have Hink Dink Tank. I think Hink Dink Tank just does phenomenal. Oh wait, actually, Why did they get switched in the video? Whatever. I'm going to talk about Hang Tang Tang. We got a Roar, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Ice Beam. Rocks are very good in this matchup. They help Scizor win, and they get chip on the Kyurem, on the Mega Pinsir, on the Landorus, on everything, on the Snorlax, even on the Torkoal. Like, rocks are beautiful this matchup and are going to be a main priority. Ice Beam because it hits the Landorus, as well as the... What was my mindset with Ice Beam? Because it hits Pinsir and I don't have to rely on Burn, I think is what it was. I think because I have Static on Zapdos, I think that's why I did that. I don't really remember. And then Earthquake just hits the majority of his team overall. And it's a really defensive Swampert to try to help deal with the Snorlax. And then lastly, we have Chrom with the Choice Band, because I didn't bring our Fighting type last time and I really regretted it. So this time we're rocking out with Choice Banded Delayed, because his close combat switchings, like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a lot of difficulty finding if he left them at home, or if he didn't draft his close combat switch-ins, or what's happening there. But I really only needed close combat this matchup, so I also went with Shadow Sneak and Trick, and then I just threw Knockoff on there because I couldn't think of a fourth move, to be honest. So that's what we're rocking out with. And as far as league matchup goes, I thought Zapdos had a dumb good matchup. No matter what he led, we were in a good position. We could pivot out, we could click HBIs, we could click Thunderbolt, we could get reads on Torkoal, on Metagross, on we could Volt Switch on Kyurem. If he Scarf Kyurem, then we would find out that turn. Like, there were a lot of different scenarios that made Zapdos a really good lead, so that is what I ended up doing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get in here. I forgot to press play when I was talking about me leaving Zapdos, and it's going to be a little bit laggy, but I'm sorry. I recorded this when I was in a call, but I am going to go ahead and lead Tempest here, our boy, as he's going to lead Raphael, which is going to be Torkoal, of course. And Thunderbolt actually had a chance to OHKO if he was an offensive Torkoal, and it did like 78 min if he was a no Spadef Torkoal. So I was clicking Thunderbolt here no matter what my homie did. Like, we're getting some damage off, and he decides to go ahead and go into Kyurem, which is absolutely fine by me. Damage is damage. We get a read on its set. Is it leftovers? What item is it going to be? AV potentially. So we are going to go ahead and get the Thunderbolt off, and you're going to see that does a tremendous amount of damage. And I'm going to be able to click Volt Switch here. No drawback at all, as he does reveal the leftovers. So I'm thinking he's probably sub-lefty's Toxic Ice Beam Roost, as he was last time. So I'm going to go ahead and get that Volt Switch off, man. He's already at 50%, man. Like, we're in a great spot right now. And if I had Heat Wave, by the way, in the sun, we killed the Kyurem right there, and it would have been a different game. And I wish I would have had Heat Wave at that point, but whatever. We go to Primarina, our dedicated Kyurem check, as he is going to go ahead and click Toxic, which hurts, and it's a good prediction on his part for sure. But we had no other play. This is our only answer to this Kyurem. We could also went Swampert, I guess, because Swampert wasn't as important. Especially with Coco gone. And you know what, now that I think about it, I definitely should have done that instead, but whatever. It is what it is. As he is going to go ahead and switch out and go into Goon, and you already know we got that Perish Song ready and waiting for my homeboy, as I am going to go ahead and make a double, actually, wow, into Delayed, expecting the Snorlax. Wow, okay, I guess, I don't know why I did that. I guess I went into Delayed. Alright, so he's going to switch out here, and I get a free close combat off here, because like I said, he left his switch in at home, as he does in his Pinsir, and I guess this is an okay switch in, but it still takes 60% from a close combat, so like, we're just absolutely in a great position. As I'm going to switch out, obviously I don't have any business staying in there, and I'm going to go into Zapdos here and try to fish for a static para, if I'm being completely honest. And if you set up an SD, we were in a little bit of a tricky situation, but Bullet Punch plus Shadow Sneak from Delayed could definitely deal with that, so I wasn't too worried. Actually, Bullet Punch on its own might have been able to deal with it from the range he was at, but he's going to go ahead and click Return, which is fine by me, and I'm really fishing for this para, but we are not going to get it. Did we get it? No, we didn't get it. I didn't remember, if I'm being honest. As I'm going to go ahead and make a double out, as I expect him to double out into... what did I expect? The Torkoal, I think? No. Oh, no, I just expected the Stone Edge. I don't know. I'm talking crazy stuff. As he clicks Stone Edge there, Swampert couldn't hit 2 Stone Edges is why I didn't initially go into... Or couldn't live 2 returns is why I initially went into Swampert. As he is going to go ahead into Kyurem, and like I said, I prioritize Rocks this matchup, man. Rocks are great this matchup, so I am going to get my stinking Rocks up, and we're going to see what exactly this Kyurem wants to do. And I figure that, the Primarina is way too obvious here, so I really think he's going to double out, or, double out into the Snorlax. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click Earthquake, regardless of if he doubles out or not. The damage is damage, and it's going to be good damage, as he opts to just go for the Ice Beam, which actually really surprised me, since my switching should have always been Primarina. But it is what it is. I'm going to get this Earthquake off, and it's going to do 0 to Kyurem, actually. Like, I think we gave him some health, guys, if I'm being honest. As I'm going to now switch out into Primarina, because I do want to keep Swampert around. potentially as sack fodder in the back, and it can potentially, I think it could live a hit from something. And I wanted to keep the roar around for my boy, for the boy Snorlax in the back. I wanted to potentially keep that around. Because if he's not at +1, then we can just roar him out always, so I'm not too worried about that. As he's going to go ahead and make a good play and Roost as we go into Primarina, which is fine by me. I do believe I ended up clicking Moonblast here, just in case, because I thought he would stay in, because he has no reason not to, because he lives the Moonblast pretty comfortably, but he is going to switch out, and he's actually going to make a really weird play, in my opinion. He's going to sack off Mega Pinsir, which I still don't really get, because unless he didn't have Rapid Spin on Torkoal, that's very, very possible. He just kind of gave us the threat. So I don't know. I'm still kind of confused about that. I don't know if he had Rapid Spin on Torkoal or not. He might have gave me the pace, but I do not remember at all. But he's going to go into Snorlax. He probably just wanted a free switch into Snorlax, if I'm being honest. Didn't want to risk a Scald Burn. I guess that makes more sense now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm just going to go for Parasong here. We are not letting Homeboy set up. No, sir. We are not letting this thing set up, as he is just going to go straight for the Facade, which instead of setting up, which is definitely scary, and that actually made me, for the longest time, I don't, if he was bluffing not being a setup Snorlax, he got me good. He got me good, guys, because I was like, oh, he had no reason not to put Curse there. Maybe he's like an AV Lax or something, but we do see the leftovers there. As I'm going to go ahead and switch out in the Chrom, because Mega Gallade, I don't want toxic damage to rack up. We need this for Kyurem, right? We need Prim for Kyurem. So I'm going to go ahead and double out into Chrom, and if he's the standard Snorlax, he doesn't ever do half of Facade. And if he clicks Curse, we close combat. And regardless of what happens here, we close combat and we basically pick up a KO, as he is just going to go ahead and go for the Facade. And you can see he does do under half there. I'm going to click close combat, man. I'm going to click my KO. I got a ticket for a free KO, and I'm going to cash that thing in right now, as he's going to go ahead and send in Torkoal. And oh my gosh, you guys think this thing's going to live? You guys think this thing is going to chew this close combat? Absolutely eat this, don't you, dog? Wait for this. Wait for this damage. Hold up. I wish I had these sounds on, dog. Look at that. Homeboy lived on a roll, which it doesn't matter, obviously, because we just get close combat again. And I understand him stacking Torkoal, because Torkoal didn't really do a lot, because he threw away his Pinsir, so he didn't need the Rapid Spin. But I'm going to click close combat again, and like I said, I had a ticket for a free KO. We cashed that in, and we are going to go ahead and take the Torkoal down with us. And Chrom is doing the darn thing here, and doing exactly what he needs to do. And here, I made a really bad play. I got in my own head a little bit, because in the back of my mind, I was like, man, Landers is such a good mon, dude, because we're just coming off that championship with him. Had to remind you guys, but we're just coming off that championship with Landers, so I was like, man, Landers is such a good mon, man. It gets Rock Polish, it gets Swords Dance, Bulk Up. There's so many options that it could do right here, and Banded Close Combat does, like, it was at least half to it. Like, it's maybe it was like 60 or 70, like, I don't even remember, but, and we were adamant too, by the way, which is what I was just looking at. But regardless, I didn't want this thing to set up, because if this thing set up, then we were like, if it set up a Swords Dance, we were in a really bad situation, because we kind of let everything get chipped down. Actually, if it set up a Swords Dance, I think it won. Now that I'm looking at my team, if it set up a Swords Dance, it looks very possible that it won, because it's turn 1 Mega. So I think Mega Altaria. How fat was Mega Altaria? I think that's, yeah, I'm pretty sure it would have been. It would have been really close, and I don't think Mega Altaria would have killed with a return regardless. So if he clicked a Swords Dance here, we were in a really bad situation. So maybe I made the right play. I am just going to go ahead and stay in close combat, but I lose. He clicks Earthquake. He doesn't set up. So obviously I made the wrong play, but in my mind I think I made the right play, not letting him set up there. But we lose Chrom, and Chrom was a free ticket to get a KO every time it came in. He's going to reveal to be Life Orb, so no chance we lived that Earthquake actually. But now I'm going to go to Nimbus, because that's a free Dragon Dancer, a free Returner, a free whatever he wants us to give us. So he's going to go ahead and switch out into X-Force, which is going to be his Metagross. And I do believe I end up doubling out into Swampert or potentially Zapdos. Potentially Zapdos. I'm sorry, I have asthma. I had to take a big breath there, if you heard that. But I'm going to double out into Zapdos, because this is the freest roost of my life, man. If he clicks Earthquake here, he's got some nuts, dog. That's all I can say. So I'm going to go ahead and get this free roost off, as he does go into Snorlax, which is definitely scary. But now that we clicked roost on the Zapdos, a potential late game Landers sweep is a lot less likely for us. So, because he would have just won there. I still think I made the right play, but we lost our main answer to the Snorlax here, which is horrible. and I hate that. But I'm going to go ahead and go for the Volt Switch, obviously, and it actually does a lot more damage than I thought it was going to do. So I was like, hold up, maybe Zapdos can actually deal with Snorlax to a lesser extent. But I'm going to go ahead and go into Scizor here, because I figure he's going to set up a Curse, or do something like that, and I want to kind of try to scare him out, as he is going to go ahead and Curse there, and I figure he's got Fire Punch at this point. Like, there's no question in my mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Scizor, bait the Fire Punch, go into Prim, and click Parasonic, because that's really my only play. I can't let Scizor die at this point, because then I'm probably going to lose to this Snorlax. Like, if he clicks Fire Punch right there, dude, I just lose regardless. And I wish I had U-turn, actually. But he's going to go ahead and click the Fire Punch on my Primarina and do absolutely 0 damage, and that's going to actually allow me to get the free Parasong off, which is awesome. And he might have doubled out on this, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. He might have doubled out into Metagross, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe? No, he's going to let us get the Parasong off. So we are going to get that Parasong off, and we're going to put that Snorlax on a timer, as we do have to let Primarina go down to do that. But we still have Scizor for the Kyurem, so we're not in the worst of situations just quite yet. But definitely a tricky situation, as I believe Mega Altaria could live 1 Facade, if I'm remembering correctly. Or maybe, oh, okay, it was Zapdos. So I knew something could live 1+1 Facade pretty comfortably. So we are going to go ahead and go into Zapdos, and he's going to switch out here. Did I make the big boy play and go for Volt Switch? Or did I just go for Thunderbolt? I think I just went for Thunderbolt. Or maybe I went for Roost even. Nah, Roost wouldn't make any sense. Did I go for Thunderbolt? I did go for Thunderbolt. And you guys are going to see, this does a hefty amount of this Kyurem. Like, wow, man. Like, and we get the Para. Oh, that's why Zapdos is Defensive Pokemon of the Year, by the way. Good boy, Tempest. Which the Para, it definitely sucks for Ollie. It definitely sucks a lot. Only if we get a full Para, though. That's kind of where I sit on that. It sucks if we get a full Para. If not, it doesn't matter too much, because things that outspeed it, or that do outspeed it, we're going to outspeed it anyway, except for Mega Altaria, I guess, but that didn't come into play. But I'm going to go ahead and Volt Switch out into Scizor, because this is I'm looking at the team, and I'm like, man, this is my opportunity to win the game. He's clicking Roost here, which I'm fine with, and if he's got HP Fire, then so be it. I can play around it, and I can go into like Altaria after this and just click Return, and we will have to play a little bit better around the Snorlax in the back. But this is my opportunity to win the game, I think. So I am going to click Swords Dance here, because if he doesn't kill me with this HP Fire, I do actually win the game, as he does get paralyzed, and that's that. Like, there's no way that we don't win the game at this point, unless he's like stupid Fizdef Landers, and the pair definitely sucked, but he says he clicked HP Fire, and he gave me a set, and it was a 50-50. It was literally a 50-50 roll to kill. And what would have happened is, if he won the roll, we would have been in a tricky situation, but I do think we could have pulled it out with Mega Altaria plus Swampert plus Zapdos. I really do believe that. I really believe that, actually. I very much believe that. Snorlax would have been difficult to deal with, but we could have went into Mega Altaria, clicked Return as he went into Metagross. I don't know, man. I hate Theory Modding so much. I can't even think, because I got a headache. Maybe he could have won. Maybe, like, I'm not saying that we would have absolutely won if he didn't get paired. Like, it definitely wasn't looking like perfect. Like, I still think he could have definitely won the game. But if he didn't get the roll, we definitely still won the game, because what would have happened was we would have killed the Kyurem the following turn, and it didn't matter how low Scizor was. We would have went for Bug Bite, we would have got the Metagross at 2 HP, and then we would have went into Mega Altaria, and Mega Altaria would have won the game from there, because Snorlax would have been on like 0. We would have ate it Sugar Berry, which it was, by the way. So it really just came down to if he got the roll or not at that point, which we obviously will never know if he would have got it or not. But we're going to Bullet Punch the Kyurem there. Obviously, it's going to die, and everything's going to drop, man. Everything's going to drop. The Metagross is going to live on a little bit of HP, but it's not going to live 2 Bug Bites, man. It's like, it's not going to live. It just doesn't live 2 Bug Bites. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, I don't know what to do with the commentary at this point, because we do win the game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can see he lives on a little bit. And we needed a Sugar Berry, so we got U-turn a nice little snack there before the game. And he obviously had HP Fire. But no, sir. We are not losing to that HP Fire Metagross this time around. We are going to go ahead and Bug Bite one more time, because we were faster, obviously. I could have went for Bullet Punch. It didn't matter. Metagross is going to go ahead and go down. And I was really scared about the Landorus, actually. I was really scared that maybe he didn't die to a +2 BP, because we weren't Life Orb, we weren't Metal Coat, we were Insect Plate, which was scary, which is a little bit scary. I kind of wish we were Akaberry now, because he didn't bring Milotic either, which really was weird to me, but whatever. We are going to kill the Landers there, and now in comes Goon, which is going to be very scary, but Bug Bite into him cursing into another Bug Bite kills him, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. And actually, fun fact, Bug Bite straight up kills this thing, which is insane to me how bad Snorlax's base defense is. But regardless, we're going to go ahead and win there. We're going to pick up a 4-0, I think. 4-0. Is it a 4-0? You guys can see it on screen, whatever it is. And the pair definitely sucked, and I'm sorry to Ollie, but we are going to go ahead and be in finals against Lux, and I talked about this a little bit earlier in the video, but that is it's a pain. It's a pain to schedule. It's an absolute pain to schedule. Our schedules do not line up at all, so it is going to be a good while before this finals happens, guys. Like, I'm talking, it was supposed to be played yesterday or the day before, like that was the initial deadline, but I had my dad's birthday this weekend, so I was not home actually at all until like 6 o'clock tonight, which was a very, very long weekend, but it was a very fun weekend regardless. And next weekend he has something for school, so we're not going to be able to do something nerd play by then, and so it'll probably be the following weekend. It'll probably not be this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after is what it's looking like right now. So it'll be a good minute before you guys are able to see this finals, but hopefully it's a really, really good one. Lux has a very scary team though. He has, like, I've already looked at it. I haven't built at all. I haven't looked at any of the mons or how my mons match up or anything. But he has like Mega Mawile, Greninja, Infernape, FunDT, Toxapex, Gligar, Samurott, which is definitely going to be coming because he's brought to like every game. Like, he's got a very, very scary team. I'm trying to think of the other mons right now, and I'm sorry, Lux, that I cannot think of them off the top of my head. But regardless, he's got a very scary team, and I like, based on the matchup, I think we're gonna have a tough time winning. And Lux is a very good player, so I know we're gonna have a tough time winning, but we are gonna try our best. I need to go to bed soon, guys. My head is pounding. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check all y'all down below. I will try my best to get better at recording this following week and hopefully getting these videos out to you guys, and hopefully this goes up on Monday as planned. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like down below. It really helps me out. And for now, guys, this has been John Jr. signing off.